Hey everyone, May Geeky here with more Longest Journey. I've been having a couple days, man. Yesterday that some shit went down and it was some shit almost went down and it was super awful and shitty and I'm still kind of fucked up about it. I'm not gonna go into details. It was super shitty and it really messed me up yesterday, and it's kind of messing me up a little bit today. And this is like the fourth time I've tried to record this episode, and shit just keeps happening. So I'm fairly certain Mars is gonna wake up any minute now and ruin this take. We're gonna try anyways because she actually went down for her nap for once on time. Dear Lord, it's a fucking miracle. But we're gonna try anyways because the idea of having spent the last fucking hour recording and having nothing to show for it is maddening, and I'm not doing it. And I know, I think I've had this conversation with Geeky, like, well, why don't you just edit shit? No, fuck that noise. I'm not editing shit. That relies. I'm willing to do this because it's not taking a ton of time and effort. Because it's easy for me to do. Obviously, this doesn't really count for today, but in general, it's very easy to do. And I'm scared if I start editing, I'm going to start getting very anal about stuff. And I feel like it'd be very, very easy for me to lose a lot of time in that. So I don't want to do that. I'm completely fine with just doing it over. Maybe not in other games, but in this game, I'm completely fine with doing it over. I can listen to the same conversations in this game 4 times. I'm okay with that. I've already listened to them like fucking 20 times anyways. A couple more times than anything. All you guys are missing are long, rambling, barely reasonable stories that I eventually cut out because I'm like, why was I even rambling for like 4 fucking minutes about some bread post on Tumblr? If you really want to hear it, you could just message me and be like, what the fuck do you mean that bread post on Tumblr? I had a rant about bread post on Tumblr, but now I can cut it out because after I got finished with it, I was like, oh my god, did you really just talk for 4 fucking minutes about like a fucking bread post? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's move away from that. Dear God, I hope this episode is not as long as the last one. That got a little out of hand. I'm gonna try to be a bit better about time. It's weird how fast 20 minutes go. Anyways, so
The Cotton Queen. Tom's Follies.
those are probably something. I just don't know what they are. Movies, CDs, plays. I don't know. My assumption would be movies, is my first assumption, because generally things that are well known in posters like that are movie posters. I don't know if they're just movies that I don't know what they are, and I don't know if they are. I don't think they're made up. Because I would assume if they were made up, that they would be something more made up sounding. Instead, I assume maybe they're either meaningful to the art people who made the backgrounds and stuff, or there might even be meaning behind them in the story. I don't know. I never got this far with my in-depth meta post. If I had, I probably would have looked it up, but I haven't yet. So one thing I probably had noticed before but never really thought about is there's actually 2 ways to exit this place, which is kind of cool. Which is, well, technically there's one, but there's 2 ways of going about it, which is you can either do this exit over here, or you can go to the bar, which is where we were at, and then go to the exit. But I don't know if I'd ever noticed before that those are 2 completely separate things, and I don't know, it's just a nice little touch.
That's Emma's friend, really. Marcus. He's a Vava student as well. Marcus.
I have always thought Marcus looks like he's wearing a priest's outfit. I know there's a word for it, but I don't remember what it is. You know, the all black with the white collar. I'm fairly certain he's not actually a priest. And so unless the game developers are making commentary about how 200 years in the future, priest outfits will actually be a style, which I doubt they're doing. What probably is just having to do with it is the fact that they came up with an idea for an outfit, and when they put it on the actual 3D models, it just ended up looking a little awkward. Which happens. I mean, the 3D models weren't great. Like, look at this guy. What the hell's going on with him? Is he bald? Does he have hair? Who knows? Is he humpback? Like, Is that offensive? I'm sorry if that is. I don't know. But like, what is that? Is that a style? Is that a fashion? This is the future. Who knows? But I don't know. It's weird, is what I'm saying. The 3D models can sometimes be a little clunky and make things kind of awkward.
Fresh bread. Love the food in this place. We have a great kitchen. Fresh bread. It's a loaf of freshly baked bread from the cafe.
The one good thing about me having done this now several times is I have fixed the music, because the first time I came in here into the cafe, the music was so fucking loud. I could not believe it. So I think actually part of the problem is in this particular instance the music is considered a sound effect. So I actually ended up having to tweak it several times before I turned sound effect down as well as music, and I think that largely fixed the problem.
Fresh bread. I'm not particularly hungry.
But you eat the nasty candy. But I mean, who really needs to be hungry to eat candy?
When she's not working or out on a date, Emma's always hanging out here. Just like me, really. Just like all of us. My best friend, Emma.
I'm so not a go out and hang out somewhere for fucking hours at a time, like on a regular basis sort. It's cheaper to do it at home, and there's TV and comfy couches. Like, why go somewhere else to do it? Even when I was in college, I'd rather just sit in my dorm or a friend's dorm and hang out. Like, I'm a homebody. I like being at home. It's restful and relaxing.
My boss, Stan. A hard man with a soft... Nah. He's just a callous bastard.
I heard that.
I knew that.
Okay, so this fucking cracks me up. Because does this mean every single time we click on something and she makes a comment about it, is she literally making that comment out loud? Is she actually physically sitting there looking at Emma going,
my best friend Emma.
My best friend, like just standing there in the middle of the room, no one around her going, my best friend Emma. Like, what the fuck? And what's even better is, like, if this is a character, I mean, they're heavily implying this is a character trait of hers. Does this mean everybody who knows her is just aware of this and just ignores it? Like, is she even aware of it? Does she even know she says that shit out loud? Like, she didn't seem to really be thinking about the fact that Stan could hear her, but yet, it's just, all the implications about that are just absolutely hilarious and mind-boggling to me, and I think are just, oh my god, just the idea of her standing there making all those Star Wars quotes out loud by herself, it's just, oh my god. Or her standing behind that painter back at her studio, like, this is this guy, he's really talented. Is the guy just standing there, like, totally able to hear her going, oh god, it's April again. I can't believe she doesn't realize she's talking out loud when she does stuff like this. It's just so hilarious to me. Or is it only sometimes? Does only sometimes she speak out loud? I mean, who the fuck knows? But it's so funny to me, all the implications that have to go with that.
My boss, Stan.
Let's talk to Stan.
What you doing here?
You
You ain't working this afternoon, are you? I don't want my employees work 24 hours a day. Go, get sleep.
But I'm just...
Damn, woman, do I have to babysit you?
It's nice to see you too, Stanley. No, I'm not working today. I just came by to...
Oh, don't ever say those two words when I'm around. I don't think my ulcer can take it.
You? And nice?
That's funny. No, working and not. Don't use those two words in the same sentence. Damn, I get creeps even when I say them.
So, one of the things I really enjoy about the way this game works, it's a very, very small tweak, but I think it's well done, and I think it shows that the people who wrote this game were trying really hard to think of ways to make it flow well. The conversational options in basically every game, let's be honest, are very awkward. I mean, it's the exact same sort of thing in Skyrim. It's an awkward mechanic that we put up with. I've seen a couple games try different ways of dealing with it. And there's just generally no way around it. Like I watched a little bit of someone else play Oxenfree, and they were trying to make conversation feel more natural. So you had a certain time limit to choose what to say, and you had to pick it fast. And I'm like, okay, well, if you wanted a really good example of what it's like to be an introvert and have anxiety about going out and talking to people, this is a great example of it, because this is literally what it feels like. I was like, but other than that, like, all I'm getting from this is this anxiety inducing. Like, I was intrigued by the idea of Oxenfree, and it's, from what I can see, it's very much a point and click thing. But oh dear God, the talking mechanic, like, just watching it was very, very anxiety inducing for me. So I mean, maybe I'll try it at some point, but oh fuck, it was just like I was like, if you want an example of what it's like to be in my head while trying to talk to people, this is a great example, which is a bunch of random things to say and me trying desperately to figure out what to say before I run out of time, and it becomes super awkward because I waited too long. But anyways, slightly off topic. One of the things that I like about The Longest Journey, and I think a way they figured out how to make the conversation flow a little better, and obviously awkward conversational situation, is you'll have two choices like this. For example, I'm gonna pick the snarky 24-hour joke, but the other choice I'd like to get paid. What I really like is that if you start narrowing your choices down and you get down to only one choice, they don't take you back to this thing where you have to physically pick the last choice. Instead, they immediately just jump to it. So you'll notice after we get finished with this 24-hour joke conversation, she'll immediately say, I won't have to pick it. She'll just immediately say, I'd like to get paid. And I think it's just a very small little thing that this game does that makes things flow easier than they normally do in these sort of conversational menus you have in almost every fucking game, but do admittedly feel a bit more intense in adventure games because so much of it is dialogue.
I thought you'd be ecstatic to have people work 24-hour shifts.
Oh, don't get me wrong, sweetheart. There's nothing I'd want more, but you see, for some weird reason, it is illegal to make people work that long.
What a downer.
Yeah, I'd make you guys work triple shifts if I could.
Nah, I don't think you would. I think you're a real angel at heart, Stanley. You're just afraid people will find out.
Yeah, I'm a real goddamn sweetheart. Go on, take advantage of my kindness while I'm still out of my head.
I'd like to get paid.
Damn, woman, don't you know I got a migraine already? Paid? God damn it. Why'd they have to make that word sound so obscene? Listen, why don't you leave old Stan alone, huh? You make me feel a whole hell of a lot better. Choo, be good, little girl,
Stan is an awful human being. We all gonna admit that. He's a shithead. I say this as someone who myself often uses honey and sweetie, and usually to sometimes to my friends, most often to small children, but it's the voice actor, again, going off the voice actor skills here, which again are just my favorite thing in the world. The voice actor for Stanley does a really good job of making it sound very casual, but at the same time condescending. And I feel like that's a very good mix, in the sense that you can tell it's something he says all the time, but he always means it condescendingly. And I feel like it's a particular trait that I think a lot of voice actors would have a hard time pulling off. So, I mean, in my opinion, basically all the voice actors in this series are absolutely stellar. Like even these characters that are obviously not main characters, that they're just like the bosses and stuff like that.
I'd still like to get paid, though.
Mighty mana, woman. You really know how to rub it in. God damn it. Yeah, all right. Got your timesheet?
Let's be snarky again.
Maybe.
Maybe. Christ, that's an intelligent answer. How about finding out if you do before you bother me again, huh? Does that sound like a plan we can agree on?
Let's go bug him again. He's so much fun to talk to.
Yeah, what do you want now?
Listen, about my pay.
Lord almighty, everybody wants money from old Stan. But who signs his paychecks? Hmm? No goddamn body, that's who.
You run the place, Stan. We're employees, remember? You're our employer. You're supposed to pay us a salary.
Goddamn labor laws. All right, you got your timesheet, honey?
Yes, I do.
My ulcer is acting up. My migraine's killing me. Hand it over, woman. Let's be done with it, huh? Or you can walk out that door and forget about the whole thing. Your choice.
Let's bug him again.
Yeah, what do you want now?
Listen, about my pay.
Again? You sure you got your timesheet this time, honey?
Yes.
Well, let's go. Bring it on, or even better, go away.
Alright, well, since I've done this before, I know that clicking on him once again will just get the same thing over and over again. Oh, real quick, before we do anything else, I had mentioned before, and I never got any replies to it, so I'm just going to do what I want to do, but I mentioned before that there is a scene coming up, and coming up very quickly in this one, though we won't get to it in this episode, where there are multiple different scenes that you can choose. 3, technically, although really it's 2, it's 2 different scenes, because 2 of the 3 scenes are very, very similar. The only difference is where April is standing. Everything else is exactly the same. So I count them mostly as the same scene, in my own weird sort of way. But I asked if people wanted me to show both scenes, and I never got a reply, so I'm just going to do it. I guess maybe you'll see this before I've recorded it, but you might not, because I'm trying to record stuff in advance in case I get sick, or, you know, like have a day like yesterday where holy fuckballs was just a horrible, awful day, and I don't want to deal with it, and I didn't have a time or a chance to record anything. So I'm just gonna do both scenes. So at some point I'm gonna have to save the game in advance. Although we're getting close to time. I think I'll maybe have time to do Emma's conversation. Actually, probably won't have time to do Emma's conversation. We'll do that later. So it'll be perfect. My save point for the next game will just be the perfect place to transition directly into both the scenes. So what I'll do is I'll do one scene, probably my less favorite of the 2, and then I will do, I'll do my less favorite, because my favorite is, I think, a bit more impressive, so I think it'll be a bit more interesting for the audience, so we'll do that one last. So I'll do my less favorite. Sorry, I thought I heard Mars. I'll do my less favorite, and then I'll go back and reload, and we'll do my most favorite, and we'll skip over any of the stuff that we've already seen before, so it shouldn't take that much extra time. Let's give Stan our timesheet then.
It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe. It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe.
Wait, sorry. Can we give Stan some candy? No. You can tell what you can give. You know what, there used to be... I'm going to have to look it up. I'm not going to go smashing keys right now, but there used to be a way where you could cycle through the items in the list and you could just all try them out. I'm not going to do that because I know in the past I've clicked on a random key and like this thing popped up on the top and it wouldn't go away, and luckily I wasn't recording or I would have had to start over. But alright, let's get our money from Stanley. Stanley, it'll hold you hostage.
Here you are, my timesheet.
Look at that animation. He's
Don't
so like.
say that word too loud, sweetheart. You're killing me. Let's see.
There's so much personality, just how he yanks it out of her hand.
Huh? No. Did I sign this? What I thinking?
So?
At least it doesn't look like it's been forged. Thanks.
Thanks? Where's my money?
Oh, you ain't getting it now. Next week, honey. I write down this amount in my ledger. Don't you worry your head from it.
These, I can do all of these, so we'll start with the least aggressive and head to the most aggressive.
Next week? Promise?
Sure, I promise. Next week. And if that falls through the week after, but you'll get it sooner or later.
I need the money now, Stanley.
Yeah, we all need money now. That ain't gonna happen. Next week, I tell you.
Forget that. I quit.
You're quitting? You can't quit. You work for me. Nobody quits this job, honey.
I can quit. And I'm quitting. I quit.
Damn, woman. You know how hard it is to find people to take a crappy job like this one? I need you.
Just as much as you need the money?
All right, Jesus, I give you your damn money. What was it, $50?
$375, Stanley, cash.
Oh, sure, cash. 300. Are you sure? I pay you guys way too much. All right, give me your CC.
Thank you, Stanley.
Fine, sure, whatever. Hey, just, I mean it. You free tonight? Wanna pull a shift? Sandra, she out sick and I need a replacement pronto. How about it?
So this is one of the 3 scenes you can do. I'm gonna say no. I have a lot of feelings, actually, about... Shocking, I'm sure. I have a lot of feelings about saying no to this. If you're interested in knowing them, please feel free to ask, because I am happy to never shut up about this game. But I actually have a lot of feelings about all 3 scenes, and I have probably the most feelings. Yeah, I just have a lot of feelings about the 3 scenes, but I can't get into them right now, and not even when they're happening because of spoilery stuff. So, if anyone's taking notes out there about things to ask me near the end of the game, or at the end of the game, please feel free to jot this down as well, or you can just send me or if you don't care about spoilers, you can just send me an ask, and I will be happy to go on at length about all of my many thoughts and feelings with this entire freaking game. But, fuck you, Stanley, no.
No, sorry, I have plans.
Plans? Plans on a Friday? Mighty man now, what's the world come to? Get out from here. Leave me alone with my migraine and ulcer.
I wonder...
My cash card. Usable anywhere in the world, and it's totally anonymous.
Interesting. I don't believe that for a second. I find it hard to believe it's completely anonymous. Something like that. I guess maybe it's like a debit... not like a debit card, but like a gift card? Like one of those credit card gift cards you can get and put money on and then just use? Like a credit card, except that there's no names attached. I don't know. I guess that could work.
My cash card.
And it's not useless anymore. I don't know if you remembered that, but originally it was my cash card is currently quite useless or something like that.
My boss, Stan.
You come to pester me again, woman? I pay you. What do you want from me?
That's all.
Shoot.
Just to fuck with you. Alright, I have one last thing I want to do before we end today. And I don't think it'll take very long, so...
It's a jukebox, according to Stan. It's an original. Almost 200 years old. I don't know. It looks like a replica to me. A good replica, but still. It's a jukebox. It took some convincing, but Stan finally agreed to put the jukebox on free play. I'll just choose a track at random.
I really like the fact that she's like, it's an original from 200 years ago. 200 years ago was only 2000, and that's not where jukeboxes are from. It's not what you would call I would never call a jukebox from 2000 original jukebox in any way, shape, or form. But I appreciate the fact that it's kind of a joke about the idea of how once you get so many years ahead that things just become twisted. All right.
Roma Gallery presents Growing Pains. Exhibition by and for kids and teenagers. Could this be what Cortez was talking about? Where kids visualize their dreams? I think this may be it. Where's the Roma Gallery located?
Okay, sorry, hold on real quick. That song sounded like my heartbeat in my ears and it's freaking me out. So I don't know if it would have freaked me out as much if I didn't have headphones on, but it freaked me out, so we're going to change to something else. So we got grilled cheese and bacon sandwich. I can't read the rest. Fluffy 2-egg omelet. Something red currant jelly served with home fried potatoes. There's a brunch place here. Now I'm super hungry for brunch, but there's a brunch place here near where I live, and they do these amazing, they call them peasant potatoes, and they're so good. But sorry, back to the actual story instead of talking about brunch.
It's a poster ad for an exhibition called Growing Pains at the Roma Gallery. Complimentary student pass. Cool. I like anything that's complimentary. Free tickets.
They have a ton of free stuff that goes on where I live, and it's always amazing. And I'm even one of those dorks who gets emails from the city telling me about all the free stuff that goes on. But like, they do movies in the park, and so before Mars was born, we used to go out and go to the movies, and you'd get a blanket, and you'd bring some pillows, and you'd bring something to drink, and you lay down in the grass, and you'd watch a movie, and there'd be kids running around having fun, and it wouldn't really matter because movies in the park, and it was just really, really fun. And I'm really, really looking forward to when Mars is old enough that we can bring her to those and go to them and just let her run around and have fun and watch the movie if that's what she wants to do, or play if that's what she wants to do. They're very late because because they're in the summer, but they can't start until the sun is down, so that, like, we're talking about 8 to 9 p.m. So it's not something we can do until she's right now she's almost 3, so it's not something we can do until she's much older and able to stay up that late without, going into full meltdown.
I never say no to a complimentary ticket.
And again, another nice little touch is I do appreciate the fact that they do show it missing. It does get ripped off. And again, it would have been easy to just not show that at all, because technically there's multiple tickets there, and they did it. They took that teeny tiny extra step, and I think that's really a lot of what The Longest Journey is, and one of the reasons I love it. It was done with a lot of care and done by people who obviously loved it.
It's the address. The gallery is located near the Watertown Bridge. It's all the way over in West Venice, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna have to catch the Metro Line subway to get there.
Well, then it's a good thing we got our cash card filled, didn't we? I guess technically I could have done it the other way around, but we did it this way.
It's a complimentary pass to the Growing Pains exhibition at the Roma Gallery. Could this place be the one Cortez was referring to, where kids visualize their dreams?
Oh, Cortez.
It's a complimentary student pass. Roma Gallery is located near the Watertown Bridge in West Venice. Roma Gallery is located near the water...
Alright, and I think that's going to do us for today. I'm going to try to find the keys to see if I know there's a key shortcut to cycle through the things. I'm going to try to find that. I think I know what it is, but like I said, I don't want to press it until I'm completely done with this playthrough. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my 4th attempt at this. Or was it my 5th attempt? I don't even know anymore. Next time we come back, we should, I believe, be getting to the multiple scenes I'm telling you about that. that might be a longer episode because I don't want to put that into 2 episodes. I want it to be in 1. So I don't remember exactly how it goes. So depending on how much extra time and space there is, that might be a longer episode. Just a warning in advance. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!